Hi there, chaps and chapesses. Thought I'd do a slightly different video. Well, first of all, you'll notice I'm not wearing any fetish wear. The jacket's hung up there. I've got loads of it drying in my unit because I wore it over the weekend and I've just done a couple of videos in it, which you'll see later. But the reason I'm doing this video is I've been asked about my bass playing, because I keep sharing photos of me in latex and I keep sharing all these various things, and part of my bread and butter is actually I'm a bass player. I'm a bass player with a covers band, quite a well-received covers band. We're doing very well. We've got a couple of good agents representing us, so we get some really good gigs. And so I play covers songs, which is other people's material. But I've been asked, have we done any of our own material, and did I write any of the own material? And it's a very simple answer to that one. I've never actually written a whole song from start to finish with any of the bands I've ever been with, but I've come up with a lot of ideas that have been the foundations of the songs, or that have taken the song in a very different direction. It's very difficult to write an entire song as a bassist, because bass is my number one instrument. I can play piano, play a bit of piano, play a bit of clarinet, but bass is my number one instrument, and it's mostly a monophonic instrument. I mean, you can play chords though. Do sound quite sweetish. You could do some more awkward things, but they start sounding a bit woolly. So it's not really a chordal instrument. It's you play monotones on it, so you play a single note at a time. But one of the songs that I had a lot of involvement in the original creation of was a song we did. We wrote it in about 2003 as Deadline, and it appeared on the album Mind the Step, which is not really available. If you're very lucky and hunt around, you may be able to find a copy on Amazon or something like that. But I think we sold about 1,000 copies of it. We didn't do millions, but we did a decent number. I think there were 1,500 pressed, and I've got about 20 left in my garage. If you do want a copy, send me a DM. I've got about 20 in my garage. But the song on Mind the Step, called One Touch, was the song that I had the most involvement in. There's another couple that I had quite a lot of involvement in, but One Touch started with a riff, and it's not going to sound great on this bass, because this bass, it's a cheap bass and it's a little bit of a mono sounding bass, but the riff basically starts with this sort of thing. It's got that single monotone thing going on it, and then after that it's got a slide. So it's got that sort of motif running through it. And the reason why I had to fix the string that it was played on is because later on in the song I play and I leave the string ringing while I do that. Obviously you kill the string once you play that last note, but that's just an unintended thing of it. So it's basically giving the feeling of chords. So as I say, when I came up with that section, it had to stay in that key, and it was an odd key for Deadline, so we drop tuned, and that was the start of us drop tuning. We drop tuned to E flat, but it didn't mean that I could play that particular riff. So if you play that riff and the bass is in concert, you'll be out of tune. I always thought it was quite clever at the time. It's the and that started to be a song. And I also came up with a few lyrics. The song originally started out called Nightlife, and then Steve changed it to One Touch. Took out a few of my bits in it because the chorus was very different when I wrote it. The verses stayed pretty much the same as I came up with, all based around that sort of thing, which is she needs a different view and she knows just what to do. So it's all over that. And that stayed pretty much the same, but the chorus has changed quite markedly, and the lyrics in the chorus changed quite markedly. And so yeah, that were One Touch, just a little ditty off the heart that came up in a rehearsal session once, and as I say, it became a song. It became One Touch. But that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to cover a couple more songs because I had quite a bit of involvement in a song called Losing Myself, which is also on the same album. That's one of the first songs we actually wrote together. There was a song called Love's a Battle that I came up with a rolling bass line that changes underneath a guitar line that stays the same, so it gives the song its entire feeling. And then the other one that I'll do is we did a song called Too Many Things, which is, I essentially called it Deadline Does Barenaked Ladies. And you'll understand why when you hear that one. But what I'm going to do at the end of this video, because this is my first one, and I'm going to now put One Touch at the end of here, because I can, because I own quite a lot of the copyright in it. So here's One Touch.
She needs a different view, and she knows just what to do. She writes and leaves a complicated letter. And tonight is her escape, and there's no time to wait. She must act now, or she will never tear herself away.